Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the Clipper faithful. Thank you so much for joining us today, August 22nd, on the launch of Adventure 4, as well as the launch of Sail Token. We have with us Mark Lurie, the CEO of Shipyard Software, and today we're going to go through a presentation of Sail Token, what it's used for Admiral Dow, as well as Clipper. We'll leave time to answer any questions about the launch. And then we're going to shift over to the rollout of Adventure 4 Week 1 and go through all of the activities and quests and tasks that you ships and pirates can do to earn points for the adventure. But without further ado, Mark is here and he's going to teach us about Sail. For those of you who are watching live, I will post all of pictures and screenshots into main deck chat. And for those of you who are on YouTube, you can watch live and see video as it's happening. Thanks a lot, Mark. On to you.
Hi, Hi, everyone. And Ben, thanks for the introduction. I'm very excited today. We have a ton of new launches and product rollouts. And so I'm really excited to tell you all about them. So let's start by sharing the screen, and I can go through a brief presentation. Ben, do you want to, should I share my screen, or do you want to share the screen of this presentation as I go through it?
I'm happy to share it. It'll cap the amount of participants at 450, but that should be okay. They can watch on YouTube later. I am now sharing the screen.
Great. Okay, so we've told you a little bit about Admiral Dow before, but today is the real launch of Admiral Dow with token holder governance. So Admiral Dow is the DAO for builders. There's so much to do in DeFi, and Admiral Dow is how we can all together make it happen. And as you know, the governance token for Admiral Dow launched this morning, just 40 minutes ago. So we're gonna tell you all about it over the next in this call and over the next day or two. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So first, I want to tell you a little bit of the story of how we got here. So, we really believe that free and fair markets create shared prosperity. And when people have prosperity, they can advocate for their own rights around the world. And so what we're all doing here is we're working towards free and fair markets for all. But DeFi has a really big problem, which is that DEXs just aren't sustainable because LPs lose money. And liquidity mining can hide this for a while at a lot of DEXs, but it can't hide it forever, especially as on-chain interest rates are rising, right? ETH staking rewards are coming online. US treasuries are coming online. That's going to really hurt the ability of other AMMs to survive. And so a couple years ago, we started Shipyard Software to solve this existential problem for DeFi. We don't want DeFi to die because we want free and fair markets for all. And we thought about this and we noticed, it turns out 70% of all trades are in blue chip tokens like ETH, Bitcoin, USD. And that's also where LPs lose the most money. And the reason is because prices tend to form first on centralized exchanges because they aren't constrained by blockchain time. They are so much faster than the blockchain. And then bots arbitrage liquidity providers, causing them losses. 70% of all DEX volume is actually bots. It's only 30% human. And so in practice, there's no fees that human traders could ever pay to AMMs to make up for the losses that these AMM have for bots. And so we designed Clipper to solve this problem. And at this point, our efforts were pretty centralized. And we started focusing on people who are getting hurt the worst, which is the everyday traders, people trading under $10,000 or so. But after 2 hard years and 5 versions, Clipper is battle tested and proven. Price and gas and LP returns are better than Uniswap. Over 200,000 traders have executed 2 million swaps, and over 100,000 have joined the community. And with the last deployment, Clipper with enough liquidity, now has the potential to bring best prices to everyone, not just retail traders, right? So starting today, Clipper is the DEX for all blue chip trades, like Curve for blue chips. And if you go on the site, you'll see the new kind of reframing of the brand right now. And that's awesome because, again, blue chips are 70% of all volume. And so Clipper just can have an enormous impact on creating free and fair markets for all. So now Shipyard software job is done. Now it's time to scale Clipper, and that takes a village. It requires a collective effort, more liquidity, and hard work. Fortunately, who we have now on the call in our community is exactly the village that can do this. But for that, we need Sail. So let's talk about what Sail is and what it does. Okay, so Sail is the utility token of Admiral DAO. It is used to coordinate governance decision-making among members. And it's also usable as a quote or numeraire for cross-chain trades, which are going to be possible in Clipper shortly. Admiral DAO is the DAO that governs Clipper. And Admiral DAO issued Sail because, it's hard to coordinate governance among all of us without issuing this governance token. Previously, governance was running based on Clipper LPs, right? And Clipper LPs, each Clipper LP could wield one vote, but it was very technically difficult to do. And so the community issued a proposal to issue a standalone governance token. And it was the airdrop just opened to members of the community who have actively contributed to building Clipper in the past. Now, I want to be clear, no Sail has been sold in any sort of ITO, sale, staffed, warrants, whatsoever. This is a community drop. And there's lockup, so there's no selling from the team or, anyone. This is just a free drop to the community because we need to have community governance to achieve the goals of Clipper. And those goals are big and they're long-term, and I'm really excited to build them together. Nothing that happens in the next few days is going to change that. Okay, so let's talk about the tokenomics, just so people are aware. So there's 1 billion tokens. 50 million was airdrop for past behavior. Another 50 million is going to be used for farming Clipper liquidity over the next year. Now, if you look at this slide, you can see how these unlock schedules work, and there'll also be a blog post so you can look into this. But as you can see, the community is the main component of this. Okay, so how you can get more Sail. So the best way going forward to earn Sail is to provide liquidity into Clipper's core pool. That will earn you mining reward, right? And this is important because it means with more liquidity, Clipper can have best prices on larger trades, which means it can attract more volume and more usage and have an impact on more people. And so here's the big alpha, which is the way this works is 50 million Sail is allocated over a year. Okay, and so if you put liquidity into the pool now, right, you'll earn Sail at a rate of 5 Sail per dollar you put in. Okay, whereas if you wait until later, when there's 50 million in the pool, you're earning rate at only 1 Sail per dollar. And that's because the 50 million Sail is divided by the amount of liquidity that's in the pool at any given time, and released pro rata over that time. So the earlier that you start providing liquidity, the more Sail you will get, and the more power you will have in governance. There's also a lot of fun rewards that can come from the adventure, which I know a lot of you are excited about and going to participate in the next month. Tons of really exciting activities planned. Okay, so I want to reiterate the benefits of holding Sail. So first, it enables you to participate in launching and improving protocols that really matter and impact a lot of people. Okay, The second is it lets you manage the activities of the DAO, and it gives you a lot of privileges, which you'll learn over time in governance. Really, we all want to build the future that we want to see, okay? And together we'll build a lot of value for society. It also lets you decide the future. So for example, Clipper generates protocol profits. How are these used, right? Well, they can create protocol on liquidity, which amplifies returns for the DAO. They can be used for grants, for community rewards, to encourage more building and ecosystem growth, right? Ultimately, the community decides what happens with them. The community also gets to allocate future sale token awards, right? And so this is what, if you have sale, you get to propose and vote on these decisions. And finally, it allows you to vote on the roadmap, right? Which means which chains is Clipper launched on, which assets does it support, et cetera. These are all a bunch of benefits of holding sale. You get to build the future and decide the future. And so with all that said, the first thing to do is become an informed participant in the DAO. So you're already in the Discord community. The governance discussion is all going to start in the Clipper Discord. On-chain voting is going to happen on Snapshot. You need to be able to participate. And if you want to get super involved, become an operator of the DAO. Everyone has a path to become an operator of the DAO. And you can read more on admiraldao.xyz, which is the DAO's site. So I'm really, really excited for what the next month holds. And this is step one of many steps. So thank you all for listening. And I know we have a whole bunch more to go through. Ben, anything I didn't cover?
People should check their eligibility to claim sale and be part of the adventure to take quizzes about what you can do with your sale and be part of the governance as well. Maybe we can take a little bit of time for questions.
Great.
All right.
Ask anything you'd like.
So Yellow Lizard asks, should they LP in core pool in ETH or sale to get incentives? So that's an important thing that people should understand how they can use sale. I'll let you.
You should LP in the core pool to receive farming rewards.
And VCalp asks, sale is a DAO or decision-making power for Clipper, then if someone holds more than 50% of sale supply, will he become the sole owner of Clipper with all the decision power? Maybe there's a good time to explain quadratic voting.
Yes. So many of the decisions are going to be made by quadratic voting, which means the amount of decision-making power you have is related to the square root of how much you hold. So if you have 50%, you actually don't get that much. 50% of the decision-making power, right? Like, it encourages a more kind of diverse and democratic decision-making process instead of risking concentration.
So I think a question that's on a lot of people's minds is, now obviously we launched the claim page, or Admiral DAO launched the claim page for sale this morning. And there are a number of people that felt that they had eligible roles or eligible NFTs. They didn't see themselves in the L1 list, and they want to know what's going on. So there is 85 million sale that was set aside to be airdropped to the community. Again, there was no pre-mine, ICO, pre-sale, anything. The purpose of the airdrop was to reward active community members, those people that were in the Discord, participating in adventures, and also using the product. And the way that people could show their activity and loyalty to Admiral DAO and Clipper was by earning those roles and NFTs. Now, when the snapshot of those roles and NFTs was taken in early July, the developers made a decision that if the ETH balance of a person's wallet was below the gas price that it would cost to claim the sale, those people's rewards would be moved to the L2. And that's because Admiral Dow didn't want to see sale tokens left on the table unable to be claimed and cost a ton of gas to put them in wallets that will never see any activity. So the answer is, if you, a community member, have Discord roles, have NFTs, and the list of all the eligible NFTs and roles are in announcements, there's a link, or there's an auto command .eligible. If you type in .eligible, it'll link you to all the eligible roles. If you have all of those roles or some of those roles and you weren't included in this airdrop, that means you will be included in the L2 airdrop. The L2 airdrop happens, now sale contract went live, today? And the team is going to bridge a number of these sale tokens over to layer 2s, and we will conduct a layer 2 drop in the coming weeks. So if you are an eligible community member, you will get an airdrop. It just potentially will be on L2 to save on gas fees for you and for the DAO. We're also planning on opening up an extensive appeals process after the L2 drop, so that anyone who feels that they in good faith have earned these roles and don't understand why they weren't part of the airdrop, you'll have a chance to air out your concerns and perhaps be awarded some sale. Mark, is there anything that I should add in that description?
I think that covers it. Thank you.
All right.
Now there's also a lot of questions about the price of sale, and I want to address this head on. We are not, we don't comment on the price of sale, and the price of sale is not what encouraging this community is about, right? Tokens have been given to everyone. We're expanding community governance. There's a ton of stuff happening over the next month. Clipper has a bright future ahead. That's in all of our hands, and I'm super excited about that. And if anyone wants to kind of complain about things like price, we're not going to address it, and we don't really think it's especially relevant either. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming. We're all going to have a pretty big impact on DeFi together, and so that's what I'm really excited for.
All right, Mark, maybe we should now move over to kicking off the adventure week 1 and going through the story and all the activities. Do you want any final words to give to the community before we move to the next topic?
No, I will. I'll answer a few other questions here. The tokens will be bridged over the next few days. Oh, great. I see a line that says, I'm not going to address. No trolls, no addressing trolls here. I am super excited about the adventure to come. So I guess let's move into that.
Sure. I suppose one last thing about a sale claim. Can you talk a little bit about the vested nature and the reasoning behind that, and then we'll move on to adventure.
Yes. So again, the airdrop is 50% claimable upfront, and then 50% vests over 2 years. And that's because we rewarded the community because the community is participating in this together. And we want to encourage long-term involvement. And so that's why there's vesting.
And I'm just responding to a number of people in chat. They're showing me screenshots of their eligible roles and saying, why don't I have a token? This I just will repeat. If you have eligible roles, which means you are an active member of the community and you didn't obtain an airdrop today, that means that your reward is going to be on the L2, which Mark says sale tokens will be bridged over to the L2s in coming days. So it should happen pretty soon. All right, Mark, you're welcome to stick around. You can also take off, but we're going to start talking about Adventure 4 Week 1 activities right now.
I'm absolutely sticking around. I'm pumped for the next month.
All right, so happy to hear it. So what I'm going to do now
and I want to reiterate that as a community, we control what we can control together. We don't control things that we can't control. And so we can be excited, we can be disappointed together, but ultimately we got to build, and that's what matters. And that's what we all together can control. So let's focus on that, and let's have a phenomenal adventure. There's lots of really exciting things to come, and I think a lot of pleasant surprises and adventures await.
Right, and Sale Token is the means to govern Clipper, and Adventure 4 is the first and quickest and best way for new Clipper users or old Clipper users alike to earn Sale to participate in the community. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to post in the main stage chat the link to Adventure 4 Week 1 activities and story. Now, if you are an adventurer, you'll have the Adventure 4 role. You'll also have a individual ship role, which will give you access to the Adventure 4 channels, the announcements channel, the main chat channel, as well as your own private channel. If you want to know kind of a little bit about the introduction and instructions, there is a link, a command called A4 Intro, which will link you to a YouTube video yesterday, which takes you through all the resources and links and profile pages, everything you need to know. So make sure to check out that video. Here now, we're beginning Adventure 4 Week 1. You have been accepted to be on one of the 6 legendary pirate ships: Amaranth Argo, Bloodsail Bandit, Golden Galleon, Fleet Elite, Flying Dutchman, and Sapphire Sphinx. And now you're about to begin Clipper's 4th adventure, Clipper Sails. By the end of this adventure, you'll understand everything you need to know about Sale Token, Admiral DAO governance, cross-chain swapping, and why Clipper is destined to be the biggest and best DEX in all of DeFi. And this week 1 will be focusing on Sale Token. During this week, you can earn up to 4 rare NFT badges. I hope I'm still sharing my screen, because as you earn these NFT badges, let me log into my profile. As you can see, when you log into your inventory screen, you can see tasks up at the top. These are your quest and quests and the NFTs you can earn with the amount of associated points. And when you earn those points, they're going to pop up into your treasure chest. Look, people have already started earning. That's amazing. I think these quests have been live for about 30 minutes. So Huggin is number 1 on the leaderboard. It looks like he's completed 2 quests so far. When you earn those NFTs, they hop into your treasure chest if they're in your wallet, and you earn points for yourself as well as for your pirate ship. So the important links that you're going to need to know is to log into your treasure chest. That link is there in the Notion page that I put for you, where the week 1 activities are. And the way that you earn NFTs is by going to Quest N, where all of the week 1 tasks are live. And one of the tasks requires that you go to Zeely, which is a place to earn roles. The reason we use Zeely instead of Quest N, and I mentioned this yesterday, is that Zeely allows you to get some questions wrong, whereas Quest N, if you get something wrong, you don't get to do it again. So Zeely is a little bit more forgiving. So really make sure you know the answer when you input your Quest N quests. Here are the activities for this week. You just attended the presentation on Sale Token that Mark gave, and you can use his presentation as well as Admiral DAO Sale Tokenomics documentation to answer one of the quizzes. The quiz on Sale Tokenomics, which will earn you an NFT and points for your team. There are additional quests, which is deposit ETH into the core pool. The reason we put that as a task for this first week is now that Sale Token is live, when you deposit into the core pool, you will begin to start earning Sale. We're incentivizing depositing into the core pool. Now, just as pirates deposit into the core pool, we want all of the ships to deposit in the core pool as well. And we ask you to cheer on and encourage your shipmates to deposit into the core pool, because the first ship to reach 5% of pirates, they will get the cipher code first, which means they will be able to unlock it first. They'll also earn points for their team. The cipher is a code where you will read through Admiral DAO's documentation, docs.admiraldow.xyz, apply the cipher, and you will be able to, once you solve that cipher, go to Zeely's quest board and input what you think the cipher is. If you get it right, you will get the A4W1 cipher solver, which you can then go to Quest N, verify the role, and earn the NFT to earn points. There are other activities this week, which are additional quizzes on tokenomics and sale. There's also a presentation on Friday with Mark and a developer talking about the daily rebalancing portfolio, which explains why Clipper is the best place to park capital, as Clipper's novel architecture allows commodity volatility harvesting. Whereas most people just sit and let their money do nothing, park it in one asset, whereas Clipper's architecture actually rebalances every single day and uses the volatility of the market to make sure that LPs are always earning money, as opposed to a number of other dexes which lose money for their LPs due to impermanent loss. And impermanent loss is a big villain and foe of the adventure. And now we're going to get into our narrative. You've been introduced to impermanent loss, which is the Black Scourge. I'll take a moment for questions, and then you go ahead and post those, and I'm going to read through the narrative, bits of the narrative, and then I want you guys to go forth and start solving your quests. So chapter 1, in the treacherous and unpredictable DeFi seas, a solitary sailor is washed ashore on the enigmatic island of Clippertopia. They are the latest casualty of the notorious Black Scourge, a phenomenon known as impermanent loss. This sailor, like many others, has always navigated the seas alone, relying on their own wits and skills to survive. They had dreams of amassing a fortune that would secure their future, and of finding a crew of like-minded individuals to call friends, companions who would stand united in the face of the many dangers that the DeFi seas had presented. And you can see this beautiful artwork that was created for us by our adventure captains. The cause of this sailor's wreckage was not a man, but a force, an insidious entity that lurked in the shadows of the DeFi sea vessels. Impermanent loss, or the Black Scourge as it was ominously known, was a relentless specter that haunted these vessels, causing countless sailors to be shipwrecked and lose their hard-earned treasures. It was a black, spidery mist that seemed to seep into the very bones of the ship, a constant reminder of the peril that awaited those who dared to venture into the DeFi seas. The Black Scourge had infiltrated a number of popular pirate crews, and we know about all these dexes that don't protect their LPs, and impermanent loss wrecks them. You've heard of Uniswap and Trader Joe's and the robot shark box of MEV. These are infected by impermanent loss, perhaps unwitting foes, but still not protecting their LPs. These captains and crews were impermeated by the Black Scourge and blinded and turned their crew into zombies. The well-being of their crew was a price these captains were willing to pay for their own prosperity due to being infected by impermanent loss. As the lone sailor set foot on Clippertopia, he was greeted by a sight that was shocking, but also heartening. Thousands of other sailors just like him and her had found themselves marooned on the island, their ships claimed by the DeFi seas, and their dreams dashed by the Black Scourge. They were a motley crew hailing from different corners of the DeFi seas, but they all shared a common story, a tale of betrayal and loss, dreams turned into nightmares by the very vessels they had trusted with their lives and fortunes. They gathered around makeshift fires and swapped tales of their misadventures. The Black Scourge was a recurring character in these tales. And these stories served as a stark reminder of the dangers of the DeFi seas and the treachery of those who valued wealth over the well-being of their crew. But they served to strengthen the resolve of the sailors and to remind them of why they'd ended up on Clippertopia. Because as the sailors ventured deeper into Clippertopia, they were met by a sight that was inspiring. The 6 spirit captains, legendary figures who had braved the worst of the DeFi seas and emerged victorious. Alongside them was a talking parrot named Whisper, a creature of wisdom and wit, whose words carried the weight of experience and the promise of a better future. He was also called Whisper because he was always talking and could never keep his beak shut. Whisper, upon seeing the shipwrecked sailor, said, "Ahoy there! Looks like the sea gave you quite the bath. Need a towel? Or perhaps a better ship?" So the spirit captains, as well as Whisper the talking parrot, would lead them on a new journey to defeat the black scourge of impermanent loss. And they were equipped with a sword. They were not just offered words of wisdom and guidance, they were equipped with tools. One of them was a sword, a symbol of the daily rebalancing portfolio theory that would serve as their shield and protector against the Black Scourge. It was not a weapon of destruction, but a tool of protection. In addition to the sword, each sailor was given a mighty pen crafted from the precious sail tokens. Not just a writing instrument, but a symbol of their stake in the Clipper community. It represented their investment, their commitment to its growth and success, and more than that, it symbolized their ability to write the future, to shape the course of Clipper through their votes and decisions. Seeing the sailors equipped with swords and pens, Whisper squawked, "A sword in one hand and a pen in the other. Now that's what I call being prepared. Just remember, sometimes the pen is mightier, but the sword is shinier. Now you're ready to fight the Black Scourge. More like the Black Nuisance, but don't underestimate it. The mist has caused more shipwrecks than a siren's song." So now you have the story, you have the tools in hand, and the shipwrecked sailors were no longer victims of the DeFi seas. Now members of the Clipper community, equipped with knowledge and resources to fight against the Black Scourge, they were ready to embark on a new journey. And as the sailors embark, Whisper quipped, "Off you go, brave sailors. And remember, if you ever need an advice, a song, or just someone to squawk in your ear, Whisper's here for you." So now, brave sailors and brave pirates, go forth, meet your crew members in your individual ships, and compete against the ships to finish these tasks so you can earn points for your NFTs, to earn points for your ships so that the winners can be found out. And of course, we have set aside a number of sail tokens for Adventure 4 rewards. So those heroes that distinguish themselves, those ships that rise to the top of the leaderboard will earn sail. And of course, this first week is learning all about sail token. You'll find next week is about governance. And there is a incentive to win this first week because in our governance week, you sailors will be able to vote on proposals to move forward Clipper decks, and the ships that are at the top of the leaderboard will get first pick of the proposals that they get to submit. So you had a story, you have your tasks, you have your presentations. Go forth and learn about sail and earn NFTs and earn sail for your pirate ships. Thank you, everyone. And now I'll take some time for questions. So I see a lot of people wondering about Sail Token. What I would suggest that you do is go through the Sail Token documentation. You can learn all about tokenomics. And as we've said, and we'll keep repeating it, the purpose of the airdrop was to reward active community members, which is designated by those roles and NFTs that they have earned. If you, in good faith, have earned those roles and NFTs and you find that you are not in this airdrop, that means that you will be included in the L2 airdrop. If for some reason you're not included in either of the airdrops, and it was a mistake because you have in good faith earned these roles and NFTs, we'll have an exhaustive appeals process and we will make sure to reward all of the active community members in the manner that is fit for them. Thank you to everyone who is participating in the adventure. We do this for you to have fun, to learn, and to make friends so that we can display the spirit of Clipper community values, which is knowledge, camaraderie, and playfulness. Thank you again. And without anything else, I'll wait for some questions. I'll wait just a few moments. And after that, I will end the call and bid you a good day. Enjoy your first week of the adventure. And your next activity is via Quest N. And our next group activity will be Friday, where we'll have a presentation on the daily rebalancing portfolio. Thank you so much for your patience, everyone, and talk to you soon. I'm going to stop recording and end the event. Thanks a lot.